Goblin. It's made out of 3mm Correx PVC board, and it weighs roughly 10 grams heavier bare, that's with no electronics or hardware in it, more than the Flite Test foam version. Fortunately, it's not the first flight. I've had a bit of a crash here, and I'm going to redesign the fuselage. This was damaged in the crash, just the front part here. But yeah, once I've redesigned it and made the fuselage a little bit bigger at the front of the nose, I'll release the plans for this side of it. The wing is just the standard Flite Test wing.
Engines on.
Maybe a little bit too much pitch there to get it up. But we're flying. Okay, this is my version FT Goblin, and it's made out of 3mm Correx PVC. It weighs in at about 10 grams heavier than the original Flite Test version. And I think it weighs in and comes in about 260 grams roughly, so that's bare weight without any electronics in or any hardware. And with a 3S battery, I think it's 560 grams, and a 4S, what it's got in at the moment, I think it's around about 600, but I'll correct that in the description below. But yeah, it's very tough. I mean, I crashed it the first time, and the wing, no damage whatsoever. The nose cracked, but because of the way I've made it, and because it's Correx, I've got some reinforcement bars in there, which are just some carbon fibre. So that made the wing stay together. That kept the fuselage together. And then I just hot glued it, and I thought, well, okay, let's see what went wrong. And I didn't do the high five test, and I mixed the elevons, and also the CG was completely out. According to Flite Test, this should be around 20mm back from the lead edge. But the issue I had was that was way too far forward in the nose. So it would, even with the elevons fixed it, then it just pitched all over the place. So I went to a CG calculator, 2 of them, and it was coming out at over 60 millimeters, 6, I think it was 67 millimeters back from the lead edge. So I tried that and worked my way back to that point, and it just got better each time. Now there is a bit of a porpoising issue if I lower the throttle too much, because there's too much travel in the pitch. It's pitch sensitive anyway, because that's my fault. I'm new to this planes, really. I've built a couple now, but I used an old version of horns, and I had to cut them down to 2 holes, so rather than the 4 or 5. So it just needs mechanical adjustments. I need to change those horns to bring the amount of throw you've got on them right down. So I'm aware of it, so I've just got to fly around it for now, but it's flying. I'm learning a lot. I'm going to redesign the fuselage. Well, I've already done that. I've increased the size because it was a bit too small to fit a HD camera in underneath with its own battery, so something like a Runcam 2. And I can't get it in because of the CG, with the battery anyway. I can fit it in and then run a power cable off the main battery and then power it that way. So that'll be okay, it should work. And yeah, what else? Motor is it's just off one of my quads. It's a Brother Hobby 2306 2450 kV, and it's running a 6-inch, I think it's a 60/40 King Kong prop, which I used to run on the quads when I was experimenting, and it flies really well. I've had the same sort of similar combination on Flite Test plane, and that was okay on another one on a trainer. That might have been a smaller motor actually. but it worked okay. I've narrowed the back of the fuselage. So this, I deliberately done that to help with motor cooling, and when I've landed it sort of high speed, it's been fine, it's been cool enough. Now I'm kind of taking it easy today because obviously I'm trying to narrate and fly at the same time, which can be a bit tricky. But I've had this on a speed run. Now it is in miles per hour, and it come up as 86 miles an hour full out. I'm cruising around now less than, well, just on, I think, half throttle. Yeah, and kind of less than half throttle now, but half throttle will get me to about 50 mile an hour. Full throttle 86 mile an hour, but I think, let's see if I can do it now. No, that maxes out, so 80 there, but I've been flying for quite some time, and it's an old battery, but yeah. So it flies quick, but the main reason for how fast it was going, it was more to do with stall speed. It will stall, but it won't tip a wing. It will just nose, and it'll pick up speed, and then you're good to go. So it's not surprising that way. I just want to see how slow it would fly to land. And for some reason, with the people over there, so I'll stay away from them. So yeah, with Beta Flight, it's showing everything in metric, and I set it so that it's showing miles per hour, but it's still showing altitude in feet. So I'm not sure whether that's just an issue with 2.6 or it's meant to be like that. The way I read it is you can have miles per hour in metric, so I'm not sure why that is, but it doesn't matter, it's just a gauge. I know how high I'm flying because I fly this field all the time. Alright then, so let's stop chatting about it and let's start lining up for a landing, because the battery's getting a bit low and I need enough power to correct if I stuff it up. So forget why right out's here. I know. No drama llama, we'll get it down now. So I'm going to try get it close to this tree and off the crops. Come on, baby. Whoa! Nearly hit me. There we go. Yeah, it was a good landing. Okay, so that's on the edge of the crops. I hope you enjoyed that flight. I enjoyed it. I'll go and retrieve it now. Thanks for watching. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, 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 doop. There you go, right in the edge, not even in the crops.